Hello again, I am back at the Cottrell Resort, although I keep calling it Cottrell Park for some strange reason. This is the main putting green at the rear of the clubhouse. The two courses here each have a putting green right next to the first tee, so you don't have to use this one. It's very pretty, they've put in a lot of effort round here. And just in case you're lost, they've got a signpost. Good morning, I am back at Cottrell Park. I played the Macintosh with Paul on Monday. This is Thursday and I'm going to play the Button course. Now it's slightly shorter, slightly more tricky. There's a bit more water on it and it is more exposed to the wind, of which we have some, which is why I'm doing this little introduction in the corner here of the putting green, out of the wind. Now I've been thinning the ball, as you've seen over the past few videos. I'm working on a cure, so hopefully today I will actually strike the ball better and score better. I had 5 shots on the Mac, I get 4 on the Button. I think I might need more than 4, don't you? First tee is just over there and it's a short par 4 up the hill with a bit of breeze. The first hole is a fairly straightforward par 4 up the hill. Trees left and a big bunker right, and the bunkers here are quite spectacularly huge. I'm just going with a 3-wood and it is very windy. And the wind grabs that one and shoves it far to the right. It takes me a few holes to gauge the strength and the direction of the wind. I thought this wedge would quite easily get up the hill, and I'm short, so it's stronger than I thought it was. And I opted for a putt because I'm just off the green and I shouldn't have done. I should have chipped this. Now the greens here on the Button course are more exposed, so they are a little bit more damaged by the weather that we've been having. The greens on the Mac, where they've got plenty of shade, were a little better. Par 3 and it's starting to rain, because why not? Now I've been trying to fix this thin shot that I've been having, and that was semi-thin, and there's the weather coming in. The difference with this course is you get some amazing views. And now we're putting back down the hill. Yeah, there are some amazing views on this course, whereas the Macintosh course is enclosed by trees and you don't tend to get a view outside of the actual golf course. Nice bit of rain. This requires a little bit of a fade. It's downhill, it's downwind, it's everything in my wheelhouse, and that went out a very long way. 127, I'm gambling on a wedge. You can probably see the mounds and the bunkers. This releases and it goes off the back. What I didn't know was off the back was water. And the group behind who are in golf carts are pushing me, and that's one of their second shots. They've played through me. Thanks guys. Just because you got an engine under your backside, it doesn't mean that you get to be a bully. 2 big bunkers right, out of bounds right, and a big lake all the way down the left. This is a 5-wood. It's a big high draw down the wind, and it goes quite a long way. It just leaves us 101. There's water right on that bunker left. I just shoved this right. For a moment I thought I'd stuck it in the drink, but actually it had flown beyond. And I'm just playing far too quick at the moment because, well, golf carts I really don't like golf carts. They should be restricted to 3 miles an hour, and anybody under 60 years of age can't have one. Not quite going so well, is it? Struggling a bit with the wind, and when you add wind to firm ground and downhill, then that doubles the struggle. What quadruples the struggle is I've got 2 very slow groups in front, and I've got golf carts behind, and they tee off, they tear down the fairway. Before you've walked onto the green, they're stood in the fairway waiting to play their second shot, and it's I really don't like it. The first par 5, and we're back up into the wind. There's a bunker down the right to avoid, and of course the trees down the left. This is shoved over by the wind and carries the bunker, so we're in good shape apart from being on a bank, and I'm having to guard against the hook here, which I do quite well by hitting it right and into the trees. I'm going for the gap. In fact, that's the only gap I've got, and I didn't find it, so we're left with just a gap wedge up the hill. They bunker left and right again. There's a lot of bunkers on this course, but the greens are generous enough in size that you can hit the green, avoid the sand. Joe, I'd like to make a par sometime today. That would be nice. And I'm really struggling with the pace. I mean, that's just a stupid 4.5 feet past. And then from there you've got a 350-yard walk to get to the 6th tee. That shot tracer's garbage. It was basically a straight shot out to the left and into the left rough, which leaves me 147. It's a very easy faded 8-iron into the green, but it won't stop. Sit. Oh, not again. Out at this end of the course there are some wonderful views. I'm actually grateful for the cloud, because otherwise I would be getting cooked by the sun. But it is rather nice out here. And unlike the Macintosh, this course has a fair amount of this wavy grass. Oh boy, I can't buy a par at the moment. That 8-iron landed on the green, but there was nothing to stop it. It was off and gone, and yet another bogey. There's a long walk from the 5th green to the 6th tee, and I hadn't teed off when the golf carts showed up, so I've let them go, but now I've got another golf cart behind me. I might just stand here for 10 minutes and let everybody go. I'll wait until dark if I have to, but I'm fed up of having carts up my fucking backside. There are now 13 players on this par 5, thanks to the golf carts charging round and pushing everyone out the way. Yeah, I can do that, but I can't score. I keep running off the side of every green. A really good drive on this par 5. There's big bunkers up there, and I couldn't laser them, so I've just gone 4 hybrid very nicely into the middle of the fairway. And because I don't trust myself to hit a pitch, this 45-yarder is going to be the back foot chip and run. Just get it on the green somewhere, get 2 putts, and get my first damn par. Number 8 is a downhill, downwind, dogleg right. So it's down the right side of the fairway with a fade, and that is as perfect as you could possibly hit. But it took some finding, because it had scooted across the fairway into the clover here. So just the 9 in. This is surrounded by water. This is semi-island green. It's open at the front, but the other three sides you've got water. So it's a bit tricky.
What the hell?
And again, my pace control on these greens is exceptionally poor today. Such is life. There's the 9th green in view over there. Now I can't feel the wind, and I've made the incorrect club selection. There's water left, and of course that big bunker protecting. And I've dunked it straight into the bunker, and I can see from here that it's done the old fried egg. I mean, that bad a fried egg. So how do you get out of this? Well, it's very simple. You've really got to get your feet below ground. Really wriggle them in. And then with a square club face with your sand wedge, hit well behind the ball as if you're trying to hit a 300-yard drive. A bit like that. It's a very violent golf shot. You have to shift a lot of sand. Most importantly, you've got to get your feet well below ground. There's plenty of sand in it. If you've got a fried egg, you know there's loads of sand in it, so get your feet well down. That's the key. Right, that's 9 holes done, and it finishes out here in the country. We're not back to the clubhouse yet at all. I'm really struggling with the wind and with the greens where they've got the drop off to the side. I think that one on the 3rd, where it goes off the back and then straight down into the water, is, yeah, you got to leave the grass 4 or 5 inches long if you're going to go off the back of the green and down into water. I think all of the traffic's gone now. I've let these golf carts go through, and I can now relax a little bit and actually try and play golf. Now I'm hitting the ball night and day better than I was 3 days ago. I'm just not scoring. I think it's only 2 pars. A bit of a tight par 4, but it's only a 3-wood up here. Wind shoves it across to the right. I'm glad I did take a 3-wood though, because I've got far enough up here that I've got a shot under these branches. I'm not sure I would have gambled with a driver because it's a bit narrow. 3-wood was fine. Knock it on the dance floor, 2-putt, and basically get out of dodge. It makes a nice change for me not to be knocking it 4 or 5 feet past, to be honest. We go to the par 5 11th. Because of the wind direction, I'm actually aiming over that bush on the left to try and find the actual fairway. The wind shoves it and it skips the fairway completely and bounces over that mound in the right rough to where we find a surprise water hazard. 3 hybrid, ball below the feet. This is going to slice. Except it didn't. It moved a little bit left to right, but not enough, and now we have spot the ball competition. The only thing in my favour here is obviously everything is as dry as a bone, so this grass should not provide much resistance to the golf club. Shot of the day. Long par 3, winds a bit off the right, 2 big bunkers to avoid. And just to show you that I can actually play golf, this is a perfect 4 hybrid right into the heart of it. Yeah, golf's a lot easier when you're not being chased by damn golf carts and people leaning on their clubs and tut-tutting and asking you to get out of the way and basically being BMW drivers. Now an interesting par 4, hedgerow down the left, 2 huge bunkers down the right. I've opted for 3 hybrid.
And the reason I opted for 3 hybrid is because there just isn't the space for anything else. The group behind me put 1 driver in the hedge and 1 driver over the hedge into the next hole, so I was right to choose the 3 hybrid. As I say, these bunkers are huge. They must cost a fortune to fill up. And they are full. They're not neglected at all. Up the hill, dogleg right past the last big tree on the right. So 3 wood was plenty for me to get to the end of the dogleg. And through it a little bit. 2 ponds, slightly raised green.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, so that pitched on the green and it ran up that bank and came back down again. I don't seem to be able to stop the ball on the greens or by a putt. The long 350-yard walk. We've got this downhill par 4. There's a marker in the middle of the fairway. I'm going 4 hybrid because I haven't a clue what to do here. Big lake down the left if you hit it left. And that seemed alright to me. Downhill with the gap wedge. Can I stop it?
Gone again.
Wind and hard ground are not a good combination for golf. And this is proving exceptionally difficult and very tiring into the bargain. Now we're off to a par 3. Water all the way down the left in front of the green. I don't know how I can stop this on the green. I'm going up the bank a little bit and try and roll it in. So we're up the bank on the right a little bit. I'm not happy with it, as you can imagine. And it has not stopped. And I've got yet another pair of golf carts behind me. So everything's becoming a bit of a rush yet again. Right, dogleg left. The target is the big tree in the middle of the fairway. I hit a lovely drawn 5 wood, which should be long enough. But it's back into the draft, and it wasn't long enough. In fact, I can't hit the ball on the green because of that overhanging tree. So definitely the shot here was driver and not a 5 wood. I thought a 5 wood would give me a good view of the green, and it just didn't. Nice chuff.
Fuck.
Again, I'm just rushing because of golf carts. So I'm making mistakes that I wouldn't make if the people behind me were walking. Because if they were walking, they wouldn't catch me up. And yet another bogey. On to the last. Trees down the right. Water all the way down the right. All the way up to the green. Very Thailand-esque. 4 hybrid for me. That was plenty. Took me free drop off the path. 80 yards in. As you can see, there's water all the way up to the front of the green. Make sure you get down to it. I would have been struggling with that prior, with me hitting so many shots thin, but it's been a lot better today.
Right, I'm done. So let's summarise it all. First, thank you to Paul for inviting me out here. I would never have come and played a golf course west of Cardiff, and thanks to his invitation, I've played them both. So thanks to Paul. You were great company on Monday. I think we talked too much and didn't have enough concentration on the golf. Got to say thank you to Ben and the staff in the pro shop. They've been very kind to me over these 2 visits. They didn't have to be, but they were, So thank you very much, guys, and the ladies in the restaurant feeding me bacon rolls. Right, the 2 courses. This dry spell that we've had has been criminal to golf courses all over the southwest here, and I'd say that the condition of these 2 courses is sort of like top 3 of all the places I've seen. And I've seen some where the greens are completely dead, the fairways are dead, the tees are dead, and they're basically playing off mats and into dust. So some have really suffered. These 2 are very good, so that's a credit to the greenkeeping staff and to the management of the golf course, putting the money and the effort into making the presentation good in this incredibly difficult weather we've had. Now, if I had to pick a course as my favourite, I'm going to pick the Macintosh, the one I played on Monday with Paul. I think it suits my eye a bit more. The button I've played today has been spoilt a fraction by just having golf carts behind me practically all day. There was a gap where I didn't have any and I was able to relax and I played better golf. But they're always right up your chuff. They ought to be limited to about 3 miles an hour, and then they wouldn't keep bullying people. But I think the one reason why I'm picking Macintosh instead of button is there's so many of those greens which just shed off the sides or off the back. It looks good on paper when you design it. It's not so good when you're asking golfers to actually play it. I wonder where I'll go next. Watch this space. Ta-ra.